on the other side of the law, sentenced to 8 years in prison for several felonies. We'll tell you what he did.
And we're live from the Pacific Palisades today, 1 year after a terrible fire ripped through this area. We take a look back at some of the areas I saw burning.
Today marks 5 years since Maya Millete disappeared from her Chula Vista home. And today her husband, Larry, who's charged with her murder, called one of our producers.
Crowded tide pools raise questions about who's protecting the marine life and who's enforcing the rules.
Some people were born to shine. The life of a 104-year-old childhood star.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
A bounty hunter is heading to prison after pleading guilty to committing multiple felonies while arresting fugitives across San Diego County. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Jesse Wagner ran a bounty hunter business called Fugitive Warrants. But in 2022, he was the fugitive, leaving California to avoid charges. But as CBS 8 Steve Price reports, he wasn't on the run for long.
A bounty hunter on the other side of the law, Jesse Wagner, pleading guilty to several felonies, sentenced today to 8 years in prison. But people who worked with him say he got off easy.
This was a plea to a 459-460 plus an out on bail allegation.
Wagner pleaded guilty to illegally using a taser, residential burglary, and 2 counts of false imprisonment, all while working without legal authority as a bounty hunter.
A career criminal manipulator. He's got cases dating back to when he was 16, 17 years old.
Daniel Hawk says he discovered the truth about Wagner too late. They worked together to capture a fugitive in National City back in 2022. But after arresting the guy, Hawks says Wagner went after the fugitive's girlfriend.
His girlfriend or whatever took off. Jesse had pursued her with red and blue lights in his car, pulled her over. She was with her dad. Him and one of his employees snatched her out of the car, handcuffed her, and then he drove her back to the house and demanded that she show him where some guns are or something like that.
Prosecutors say while Wagner was out on bail for this case, he went to Colorado and got arrested for basically the same exact crimes and was sentenced to 5 years in prison.
Is he still serving the Colorado sentence? Yes.
Judge Michael Popkins says Wagner will have to go back to Colorado, finish that sentence, then start his here in California.
I probably can't work in this industry or in that industry anymore because I was associated with him.
Hawks, who spent years as a legal bounty hunter, was also arrested for being with Wagner at the National City scene, but the judge reduced his case to a couple misdemeanors with no jail time. As for Wagner, Hawks thinks he got off way too easy.
If he does get out in 8 years, I guarantee you he'll be probably back in prison soon after that. If that's the case, he's not going to stop what he does. I mean, he has no choice. He's got no identity, basically, other than being a fraud.
At the Chula Vista Courthouse.
That'll be the order. Good luck to you, sir.
Steve Price, CBS 8.
Thank you, Steve. Rising tensions tonight in Minnesota, where a woman was shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis today. This is video from the aftermath of the shooting. The Department of Homeland Security said the driver attempted to run over law enforcement, but the city's mayor defiantly disagrees with that narrative. This all unfolded after DHS sent more than 2,000 ICE agents to the Twin Cities in what it calls the largest DHS operation ever. We'll have more details and video on this developing story in our next half hour.
Flags are flying at half-staff at the California Capitol building tonight, marking 1 year since the Palisades and Eaton fires broke out in the Los Angeles area. The fires ignited within hours of each other. Together, they killed 31 people, burned more than 30,000 acres, and destroyed 16,000 homes and businesses. Today, a ceremony was held at the Palisades American Legion post to remember the 12 people killed in the Palisades fire. Flags were presented to the victims' families. An honor procession with the victims' pictures then made its way to the village green.
In Altadena, Eaton fire survivors are reflecting on their experiences and hardships over the last year. They gathered with elected officials today to offer a candid look at their lives. Many are still displaced, some nearing homelessness. The Eaton Fire Survivors Network says the current recovery model isn't working, adding that the model needs to be modified so all survivors are allowed to rebuild and get the money they deserve. CBS 8 was on the ground after the fires broke out.
CBS 8's Alex Cheney went back to the Palisades today to see the progress and the pain of reconstruction.
Just driving around the Pacific Palisades today, you saw so many construction crews, so many buildings going back up, but many still just dirt. Everyone I spoke to today said the Palisades is strong as they begin the process of reconstruction. Strength, resilience, and Palisades pride. The Pacific Palisades look very different from 1 year ago when a fire destroyed thousands of homes and businesses. So this is the main intersection of the Palisades Village. It was just across the street here where I watched that Chase Bank burn down to the ground. And as you can see, this building is now fully engulfed. I don't think they're going to be able to save this at all. But now there are signs of new life here in the Palisades Village as they are creating a new Chase Bank just across the street, and construction is happening right now.
It was like releasing anger.
As we walked around today, we saw many longtime Palisades residents angry at the city for not responding to the fire faster. The Lockman fire started days before and smoldered underground, becoming the Palisades fire during heavy Santa Ana winds.
There are winds coming that come every year, by the way. There was nobody there. Nobody thought to go look to see if the embers were still burning. That's really what pisses me off.
We then made our way closer to Rustic Canyon when I saw a familiar sight. 1 year ago, I watched this apartment building burn to the ground. And as you can see, this building is getting absolutely, completely ripped apart right now. There's lots of embers in the air, flames all the way from the street all the way up into the building. And now today, as you can see, it is just rubble. They're going to be doing some reconstruction in this area to bring all of the apartment complexes back that they can. This is the Rustic Canyon area of the Pacific Palisades. And this is actually a home that I watched burn down 1 year ago. You can see the flames are all the way through what I think used to be a two-car garage. There's now flames that are on the side of the house. You can see it is moving up. Construction has already begun. You got a forklift moving some dirt around right now. It is incredible just to see what monuments, what incredible buildings and homes these used to be turned to rubble.
People have lost everything.
And on the street, we met a woman who was crying in her grief.
People's lives were torn apart because of this fire. And the worst part is you could read about it coming the night before.
Just being here 1 year ago and then seeing the Pacific Palisades again today, you just really got a sense of the strength of the community here as they begin that reconstruction process. I'm Alex Cheney, CBS 8.
Thanks, Alex. Today also marks 5 years since Chula Vista mother Maya Millete disappeared. Her husband, Larry Millete, is charged with her murder.
CBS 8's Kelly Hessedall talked to a legal expert today about the upcoming trial, and she shares more about a phone call Larry made to one of our producers today after we reached out to him for an interview.
And right around noon, Larry Millete called from behind bars and talked with one of our investigative producers whom he has had contact with before. So they talked for maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Our producer asked him about today being the 5-year anniversary of Maya's disappearance. But Larry did not want to comment on the record about it. He also declined to do an interview. But one thing is clear, this trial is going forward. I spoke with a legal expert, Gretchen Von Helms. She has no connection to this case. She is a longtime criminal defense attorney who's been following it closely. So here we are talking about Maya's family, my interview with them yesterday, and just how badly they want closure.
At the end of the day, I really got the sense from them that they just want to know where she is and bring her home and to have that sort of chapter closed so they can move forward. But you're saying they'll likely never know either way.
Likely never know either way. So even if he is found guilty, let's say, even if that's the choice of the jury, then there's appeals, and then, and he may not know. He may be innocent and be wrongly convicted on a guilty verdict, let's say, and then it's overturned on appeal, let's say. And so that is something they'll probably never know.
Which is really sad to think about, this family being put through this whole nightmare.
Well, and there's lots of people that go missing, for example, that their friends, family, relative never know what happens to them. So it's a very common thing, but what's hurtful for you and for the public is that there are kids involved.
And we really took a deep dive into this case and the upcoming trial. For our full 30-minute conversation, it is streaming on our CBS 8 app right now. You can download it now and watch for free. Now, the DA's office tells me the trial is scheduled for March 9th. As of right now, we're told it will be held at the South Bay Courthouse, and it is expected to last 3 months. Kelly Hessedall, CBS 8.
The San Diego Police Department is giving us a sneak peek inside its new real-time operations center.
It's a modern center aimed at enhancing situational awareness and officer and community safety. CBS 8's Steffi Roche joins us live from outside the building. Steffi, what did you learn today?
Well, the center is designed to be a hub to help improve SDPD response times and to help officers out in the field. And the RTOC, it began operating back in July, actually. And the department says the technology at this center has already helped to solve cases. Mayor Todd Gloria and SDPD Chief Scott Wall were at today's ribbon cutting.
When I started as chief, one of the top priorities for me was making sure that we are operating at max power and we are as efficient and as effective as we can possibly be with the limited resources that we have. This center was at the tip of the spear for that.
San Diego police say the project cost roughly $89,000. $49,000 was from the San Diego Police Foundation, and then $40K was contributed from the city to help bring this center to life. And the department shared that this centralized model of policing has proven successful in other large cities across the U.S. But for now, reporting live in downtown San Diego, I'm Steffi Roche, CBS 8.
Thanks, Steffi. The city of Carlsbad is declaring a state of emergency.
We'll have those details still ahead. Plus, the Trump administration is starting to send out wage garnishment notices to people who have defaulted on their federal student loans. We share what experts say you should do if you get a notice.
But first, what California lawmakers hope to hear from Governor Gavin Newsom in his final State of the State address.
Wind speeds are fairly light right now. For our sustained wind speeds, they're in single digits. We are seeing a couple of those gusts pick up into double digits like Campo as well as for Borrego Springs, but it's about to get a lot windier around here. First onshore, then offshore. We'll take a look at all those details coming up.